Breaking news live from Chopper 2, a mass shooting. At least 6 people shot. This all happening at 65th and King Drive.
This is Parkway Gardens on Chicago's South Side. Internationally, it is known by a different name, O-Block. Statistically, it remains one of the most violent public housing complexes in the United States. It is a neighborhood defined by systemic poverty, a legacy of segregation, and a brutal territorial gang war that has claimed countless young lives. But beneath the grim statistics, a quiet, unexpected shift is taking place. On the very street corners once dominated by the city's most notorious gangs, the sound of police sirens is now being met with the quiet murmurs of Islamic prayer. Young men, heavily tied to the area's drill music and gang culture, are turning to Islam in unprecedented numbers. We came to Chicago's South Side to understand what is driving this spiritual movement in America's most infamous neighborhood.
Man, real quick, what's your name? Where you from?
Faraj Ali, known as Boss Top from O-Block.
Alhamdulillah. I just want to ask you this quick question. You know what I'm saying? You have been a brother that was able to remove yourself from an environment of violence. How has your transition been coming to Atlanta? And you know, like, what advice do you have for individuals that's in this situation? And how has Islam played a role in all this?
Number one is you have to keep Allah first.
For sure.
You got to keep faith first. It wasn't an easy transition in between the streets of what you've known your whole life, in between the right path of something you're studying on it. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't always going to be easy trying to go and really live this type of life.
Right.
Because you only know one thing. Sometimes you had questions that need to be answered. But if you get into the deen, you get into the Quran and all that, you will start really seeing things clear and understanding. You know, my transition wasn't easy.
The rise of Islam here did not begin inside traditional, established mosques. For many of the youth trapped within these 3 city blocks, those institutions felt distant and detached from their daily reality.
One of us could lose our life. Just came home from doing 4 years, you heard?
The first time I ever got arrested, I was 14 years old.
I would have been a body or somebody would have been a body.
How do we stop this cycle of us saying goodbye to people that we love the most in our lives? Like, how do we break away from that? Is there a way?
Instead, the faith was brought directly to the asphalt. Local community workers and grassroots activists began organizing street-level outreach. They did not demand that the youth change their lives before coming to the faith. Instead, they simply laid down prayer rugs in the middle of gang territory, offering an immediate, visceral alternative to the chaos of the streets.
Black Hebrew Israelites keep making videos about the fact that a lot of people from O-Block have embraced Islam, or as they title their videos, Gone Islam. Okay, nice grammar. But I would think they would be happy that these brothers who are out here each other and getting Chicago would embrace something positive. They seem to be intimidated and worried that somehow maybe their members might be interested in Islam, or the black community may pay attention to Islam because of what people from O-Block are doing. Whatever the case, there's no need to debate and go back and forth, because me personally, and the Muslims I know, none of us feel intimidated by any black Hebrew Israelites, nor do we take that type of stuff that serious. So guys, chill out. It's not a competition. It's not a competition at all.
But the streets of Parkway Gardens are not a spiritual vacuum. The visible growth of Islam here has turned the complex into a highly contested theological front line. Now, alarmed by the sudden exodus of young men toward Islam, rival Christian ministries and digital influencers are intensifying their presence.
Assalamu alaikum. You want to know why I love this deen so much? And why I have the faith that I have in Islam and Allah like I do? is because I struggled and fought for this deen. I wasn't born into Islam. I had to experience the other side before I found the truth. That's why I love Islam so much. That's why I make these videos like I make these videos. That's why I talk the way that I talk when I make these videos, because I'm passionate about this. See, when you experience the other side and you go through a struggle and a fight for this deen, then you have the love that I have for Islam. I had to fight for this. I had to fight for this knowledge. I had to deal with those who were opposed and against what I was trying to do with my life. I had to fight for that. And every day I'm still fighting. That's why I stand for truth. And that's why I overthrow the oppressors. I stand on the front line for this deen. Allah knows my heart. Alhamdulillah. Big Muslim, not the little one.